Hey, the bank called and called back the loan on the expedition.
Awesome. So we were lied to again.
Whew. Owning a car dealership is tough. I mean, people are constantly lying to me. Used car dealers, right? Nobody likes a used car dealer. I get it. Today's video, like, you gotta hear the other side, because there's two sides of every story, and owning a car dealership can be an absolute nightmare when dealing with the public. I mean, yes, you have a bad name, but generally speaking, buyers are liars. Trade-ins, people try to sneak everything by me. They try to get the most for their car while they hide everything. If, God forbid, we forget to say one thing to somebody, it ends up in a lawsuit against us. It is really difficult. And in today's scenario, a customer completely tried to scam me out of $17,500 in a loan. Like, they took the car and they lied about it, and it was a huge headache for 3 weeks. Today's video, I think I might just need to vent. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So welcome to Flying Wheels. See Flying Wheels right there? I own a small car dealership, car lot, whatever you want to call it. I make YouTube videos about our car dealership, about the car dealer world, and updates in the automotive industry, and also just like generally what's going on behind the scenes at a car dealership. Why did I start doing this? Because like, people don't like car dealers. I get it. I've been to plenty of used car dealerships with like high pressure sales and tactics, and I don't even like walking into a car dealership. I'm hovered like I'm at McDonald's with a French fry and getting attacked by pigeons. It's tough. So I understand it. So I like to make these videos to show you as a consumer what it's like behind the scenes at a car dealership, like in the car dealer world. And also to show not everybody's bad. Like, I have children, a wife, I'm a small business owner, I'm part of the community, we do a lot. With that being said though, it's still really tough because I am constantly being lied to.
Flashback.
Hey, the bank called and called back the loan on the expedition.
Awesome. So just so you know, you're laughing because you know the story I'm about to tell. And I like when you tell the stories because then people know that I'm not making it up.
Okay.
This story's about a white expedition. What's her name?
First and last name?
No. Do not tell her name or her phone number.
So I'm not going to say the name then.
You can say her first name. Go ahead.
Denise.
Let's call her Denise. All right. Denise called with a sob story. Now, it's been like months that this was going on.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah. Do you remember
Yeah.
like meeting her for the first time?
Yeah.
This woman met us, and she called multiple times, and it's usually the people that call over and over that are kind of odd on the phone, that are odd in real person, and typically trying to get one over on us. Mm-hmm. Denise calls. My son's a car dealer, and he tells me if you sell this car, it has to come with an inspection sticker, and it has to come with a temporary plate. Right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Where was she located?
Maine. Let's not give any more information.
Okay.
Denise from Maine. She knows all the rules.
Yeah.
She's telling me all the rules. Right off the bat, it's a red flag for me because to me, it's a headache before she even buys the car. It's going to be a headache after she buys the car. Yeah. So Denise shows up and she looks at the car and she's uncontent with a couple things. I'm like, oh, I'll take care of those things for you. She negotiates. She needs financing. Subprime financing. Lauren, what is the other term for subprime financing?
Bad credit.
Bad credit. She's in a predicament. We get her approved with minimum down payment. So we require 20% typically. We got her approved with like 10%, which isn't what I like to do. I went against my better judgment. Again, we got the approval from the bank. She took the car like 3 hours up into Maine, and we got a call that said what? And again, I have you tell the story because you're more believable than me.
Did she like try to refinance something?
Yes, she did.
She tried.
So what she did the same day she applied for her car loan,
that's what it was.
she refinanced part of her mortgage,
Yes.
like a good percentage of her mortgage on the same day, trying to like trick both banks. So the next day comes, and our bank that financed her says, "Hey, red flag.
Yeah.
She has another loan out," which she didn't when we originally pulled it.
No, that was
so
nothing.
She was approved. We talked to our guy. She's good.
Yeah.
Hey, she has another loan. Now she doesn't qualify for this loan that we originally approved her for. So I'm like, hey, we already took the car. Too bad, go get it back, or we have to redo this entire deal because she doesn't qualify for her original terms. Now what happens in this industry is people lie to us all the time. All the time. All right, it's getting dark. I still have a story about the jet skis. I bought a trailer and it came with 2 jet skis. That's a whole other story. I'm going home. We'll reset the video tomorrow, which is like the next clip.
2 hours later.
You cooking?
What are your factors?
And those mine?
Maybe.
Eating my Tuscan chicken sneak. All right, it is my most favorite day of the week. Food time. Factor sends me fresh, never frozen meals. It is an amazing product that I highly recommend. Check this out. This is an ice pack that keeps everything cold. So these show up. These are fresh, never frozen meals. Like I don't have the time to meal prep, and even today, dinner's not ready because I had 3 kids and 3 different activities. We get home from work. Sometimes like I gotta fly out of here in another 15 minutes. These are ready for me. I also bring them for lunch. I can pick and choose what I want from vegan options, vegetarian options. You can pick seafood, you can pick meats, chickens, porks, steaks. Today's meals are green pepper and beef casserole, Tuscan tomato chicken, creamy Parmesan chicken, chipotle rubbed pork chops, roasted veggie and pesto tortellini, and Indian butter chicken. And all my scavengers surrounding mom's plate to eat my food.
It's actually good.
You want to try Factor for yourself? You go to factor75.com and type in the code FlyingWheels50. Thanks for today's lunch, Factor. Guys, go try it for yourself.
They were the most delicious thing I've ever tasted.
Early the next morning.
Now, what happens in this industry is people lie to us all the time. All the time.
100% of the time. Like for example, this Toyota Sienna right here. I took this in trade a month ago from somebody that bought a new minivan. They told me they've owned it for years, they're the second owner, they handpicked this car, they've never had issues with it. We took it in trade, the thing overheats. Like seriously overheats.
All right, let's see. How's this thing doing for temperature? Is it overheating? You just started. Was it overheating for you?
It was starting to overheat. No heat coming out
No heat?
through the vents.
Through the vents, right?
The water pump was not working whatsoever. So they must have driven it in here, like tacked redlined. I hope that's not what they did. Maybe they towed it up the street because it wouldn't make it and they just drove it from up the street to here. Whatever happened, we got in it, we started it, I drove it home because I like to drive my cars so we know what we're selling. This thing didn't make it a mile before it started overheating on us. We had to do a water pump. I called the customer, I'm like, hey, what's the deal? You didn't tell me that your car overheats? Oh geez, we never had that problem before. Really?
You sure about that?
Really? You sure about that? You've never had it overheat before? Because it overheated the first time we used it. Nope, must just be a weird coincidence, right? Yeah, sure, right, I guess it is. That, however, is not what this video is about. Like, I'm just constantly, I need to always CYA, right? I always say that. I always cover my rear end because, like, people sue you this fast, like over the smallest thing. They will sue you this fast and then lie in court under oath about everything. And then I provide the documentation, say that's not true, this is what happened. And then because I covered my butt and I had the documentation, the judge goes, is this true? Oh yeah, I guess it is. And then case dismissed, but it wastes an entire day in a lawsuit because everybody is sue happy. Like, if they have no problem selling me a car that needs a water pump and I have to fix it. But if I sold a van and it needed a water pump that I never told them about, guess what? I'm in court. Instantly, I'm in court.
All right, so it's toasty warm in the garage, so I'm going to explain about the Expedition real quick, then I'm going to jump back and forth between 3 cars. The Expedition, she was a lot of work. A lot of work on the phone, a lot of work in person. She showed up on a Saturday. She said, well, I want it inspected. I'm like, all right, well, then we'll go get an independent inspection. Bring it to like another car dealer or an inspection station, have them look at it for you. She did. Okay, I'm going to try to make this quick because I can really rant a lot. She did. She had it looked at. They said, oh yeah, it needs this and this, but otherwise it's good. Needs like 1 tire and then something small. I fixed this small thing. It was like something on her seat, needed 1 tire. She's like, well, you do it or I'm calling the DMV. I'm like, what? Why? You said you wanted a discount or I'll do the tire. That's fine. I'll do the tire. It's no big deal. Well, you will do it. And I want it for this X price. Now we've had the Expedition.
Yeah.
How long have we had that Expedition out there?
Long.
Way too long.
Too long.
Now, in the Melvin Johnson video, when everyone's like, why even sell it to that person? Sometimes, like, cash in hand is better than, like, waiting for someone else.
Sometimes it's worth the headache.
Sometimes it's worth
Sometimes.
it's worth the headache. Sometimes it's worth the headache, as Lauren said. That's absolutely true. So in this situation, we've had an Expedition for far too long. Like, all right, maybe we can let it go. It's worth the headache. I'm going to put it on Lauren anyway. Lauren can deal with the headache. You know, sometimes people get into bad situations. They have hospital bills or student loan debt or just made a bad decision by accident. They're still good people. Typically, subprime financing comes with like some really difficult people, including Denise from Maine. There's no phone numbers on the board. I'm not giving out any phone numbers. I'm not flashing my screen. No one's getting
Please
Denise's
don't
phone
call
number.
her.
Please do not call her.
Don't search all the Denises in me.
Don't call Denise.
Don't do that.
All right, so with subprime financing, Lauren is the finance manager. She takes care of everybody. She gets the unhealthy credit financed. Well, if you don't pay your loan within the first month,
Yeah.
it's called first month recourse. Our banks will say, hey, we don't want this customer anymore. They didn't make their first payment. Craig, you have to go get the car back. Go repossess it. If you say no as a dealer, too bad. Like, the bank will take the money right out of your bank account, and it is completely on me to go find this vehicle.
Yeah.
So we do a couple things to cover our butts, which I will explain to you in a minute. Not you, you already know, but you in a minute. Now, a lot of other people lie to us as well, and I'm going to jump into Honda Accord and then jump back to Denise from Maine. We're not giving out her information.
I luckily don't have the car anymore that I'm going to talk about right now. I sold something, I don't forget what it was, BMW, and a guy showed up in a Honda Accord. Honda Accord, great, I love Honda Accords. They're super reliable, they're very popular, I'll do well with them. So the guy wants to trade in his Honda Accord, he drives it in, and I'm like, oh good, what's it need? Ah, nothing, it's perfect. So I'm like, really? I look at the inspection sticker, we have state inspections. The inspection sticker expired 2 years ago, which means it hasn't been inspected in 3 years. And you're telling me it needs nothing? Ah, it needs nothing. So I get in it, it's a manual transmission. I push the clutch in with the emergency brake up, the thing rolls down the hill and almost hits a car. So I'm like, dude, there's no brakes. He's like, oh yeah, it needs brakes. Like, literally, like in the same conversation, you just told me it needs nothing. Yeah, it does need brakes. Start up, check engine lights on. Well, check engine lights on. Oh yeah, that's just for like an oxygen sensor. All right. Okay, and then just go down the list. Like, I'm continuously adding things to the list of this car that needs nothing. So that's what it's like taking trade-ins. Now let's get to the meat and the potatoes of this video.
Now, if my memory serves me correctly, you called Denise, because I couldn't deal with it, so I just let you deal with it over and over and over. Denise denied that this happened, right? And she said that...
She said that she didn't take out another loan.
Yeah, she didn't take another loan.
Yeah.
So we had to restructure the entire deal.
Yes.
So I said to her, Denise, we got to redo this whole deal. No, we don't. No, we don't. Like, we need more money down for the bank to qualify.
Yeah.
So she ended up agreeing to it and then just not paying the extra money down.
Yeah, it was like a wild goose chase trying to call her and leave messages.
Right. And the car is way up. Like, it's almost worth us losing the $1,000. What happens is the bank assesses a charge, like a fee based on risk, based on credit score. But the customer doesn't pay the risk, we pay the risk, okay? So the fee went up like $1,200 because of her other loan in order to qualify. So we either just suck it up and pay the $1,200 out of pocket, which is our profit, or we say no and restructure the deal for the customer. She said she'll pay the extra $1,200.
Yes.
She did.
But she did not.
She did not. So what do? I always do this with subprime financing.
So you going for the key?
I'm going for the key. Right here. Do we have any keys? All right. That means everybody is paid in full right. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Look,
that
I wrote
is.
on it too.
What?
I wrote on
Nope.
the tag.
Doesn't say a phone number, does it?
No.
All right.
No, wait, let me check first. No, doesn't.
It just says what? Denise.
Mailed to Denise on 7/20. That's if she paid.
If she paid.
But it's clearly past 7/20 and she did not pay.
So in subprime financing, I hold the title. Like, I try to hold the title. You can only hold it for so long. And we held the title for her for 30 days. She never paid. I also hold a second key. So if the car comes with 2 keys, I only give them 1 key, and I keep the second key. That way, if we ever need to go repossess it, I can just go up, get the car, bring it back. She never paid us. So we still have Denise's key right here. I did end up having to mail the title to her. Just so we could get funded. Like, I just want to get funded. I want the deal done with. We ended up losing the $1,200. No, she paid some of it.
She paid half. I think she paid $5.
She paid $5 and then went like radio silent.
Yeah.
And then finally I said, you know what? My good deed to you, Denise. Maybe you've gotten into some hard times. I'll waive the difference. I'll cover it.
But she didn't even say thank you for
yeah.
like waiving the fee. She was like, okay, cool. Can I have my key?
Yeah, we didn't do
No.
a thank you. So, right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. So I always try to cover my butt by, number one, if you can keep the title, because then it's still yours, not theirs. If I have a second key, I always try to keep a second key. But there's only so many things you can do because the bank has you they just own you. And you either get your money or you don't get your money. And you pay the fees or you don't pay your fees. And that's what it's like in subprime financing. Now, if you look past my 1984 Honda, Lauren is back there somewhere. Lauren, you get a lot of the phone calls and you do the auto loans for people
I do.
Via phone, right?
Yes.
Let's turn the camera this way. Would you say that people ever maybe forget to tell you that they have an auto loan or a car repossessed yesterday?
Yes.
All the time, right?
All the time.
All the time somebody just accidentally
It
forgets to
slips
tell
their
me
mind.
that they have a an additional loan
Yes.
that they forgot about, or that, oh yeah, my car was repossessed yesterday.
And yeah, they think that we're not going to find out about it, but we do.
So I am going to just check everything with you on the phone and figure out what's going on. Do you owe anything on the Sienna?
No.
And when it says delinquent open auto needs to be traded in or paid off, do you know of anything that you have a current loan on?
So the van,
And that one is what's saying it's delinquent. Do you know if it is or not?
I don't think so, no.
I can find out more in just a second, but it says rate increase due to recent repo. You don't know of any repos? Or is the van or anything up for repo?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
Now I want you to tell the Ferrari story, but I'm going to go out to the Ferrari. Lauren, can you just tell them their terms and requirements?
So there were terms where they didn't want to put any money down on a Ferrari, and they wanted their payments to be less than $300 a month.
So, I think maybe this video is kind of a rant, but I like to do these videos because I want to show you the real world, like what it's like to be a car dealer or a bank or a lender, or like it's two sides. Everybody hates car dealers. I get it. I understand. I try not to be that car dealer, but also like buyer beware is I'm the buyer for a lot of trade-ins, and I'm the seller that I have to, like, buyers are liars and buyer beware. It goes both ways, and you got to look out for all the scams out there. And we're in like this weird whirlwind now where everyone's struggling, so everyone is trying to take advantage of everyone else. So just beware out there. I ended up losing on the Expedition, and in Goodwill I just credited it to her and said forget it, waived it, whatever, and I didn't even get a thank you. So that's the world we live in. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.